So I've been doing a lot of traveling, that's why I'm in a hotel now, and I haven't made a video for a while, so I'm sorry guys, but I've been doing a lot of like kind of self-work, and I've come to a lot of realizations which I'm going to share with you guys. But basically I've just been contemplating there, because I've tried to do videos before in the last few months, and my mind's just said nope. Like as soon as I start the video, it's just gone blank. So I guess the universe is just trying to get me to work on myself for a while. But if any of you guys are still listening to my videos now, then I know you're true followers, and anything that I'm going to share with you guys, then you're ready for it. My videos are never going to get like a massive audience, because it's very, very esoteric, my teachings. But eventually, I think everybody will come to the realization of the things I talk about, whether it's now or in another lifetime, whatever. But I was just contemplating there in this hotel room, and I'll just show you this this wallpaper, which actually says love. Don't know if you can see that, guys, but I was contemplating, like, normally, like, I would look at that wallpaper and I'd be like, that is ridiculous, that wallpaper, like, it's horrible. But now I could look at things like that and think that's beautiful. Like I've been watching a lot of movies lately, like especially the old 80s and 90s movies, because a lot of them have got really powerful spiritual messages. And one of the ones that really stood out to me was American Beauty, which is about the awakening process that one goes through as he gets older in life. And I thought that movie was so powerful, especially the end, when he basically said that he sees beauty in everything. And if you don't understand that, don't worry, one day you will. And that was probably one of the most powerful movies I've ever seen. It's one of my favourite movies. And it's right. It's basically right. The older you get, the more beauty you see in everything. But you do have to go through the suffering first, which you guys will be aware of. But you kind of eventually like give up the fight. Like you give up the fight, fighting your emotions, fighting your thoughts, fighting things that you don't want to happen, because you realise that all the things you don't want to happen for a specific reason. And when they happen, at the time you go through it kicking and screaming, like, why is this happening? Like, I don't want this to happen. Why is it happening? And then you go through like horrible processes, such as the dark night of the soul. But the destination point is where you really want to be. And you look back and you think, I'm so glad that happened. Because if that didn't happen, I wouldn't have everything I've got now. Like, this is what, this is why eventually you can kind of just accept bad things that happen to you, accept all these things that you once feared, because you know they're putting you somewhere better. Like if you look back on your life, most of the things that happened to you that were bad has moved you, has taught you lots of lessons so that you can become who you are now. And when you really think about it, you wouldn't change it for the world. So I've been contemplating that a lot, guys, and the awakening process, it just gets deeper and deeper and deeper. Like you don't have to do it forever, but the more you awaken, the more deep it goes. And with me, it's getting to the point where I'm literally like transcending physical reality. What I mean by that is, I'm literally like, I can kind of live my whole life in my head now. I don't necessarily need the physical reality as much anymore. The physical reality is pleasant, don't get us wrong. I enjoy eating, I enjoy food, nice food, I enjoy nice smells, I enjoy nature. It's lovely, but it's all in here. Another movie that relates to this is the Shawshank Redemption, when all the prisoners were like just wondering how Andy Dufresne did all these things, and just went through all these horrible situations he went through, And I remember one point in the movie, he was like talking about some kind of music, and the prisoners were like, well, how are you going to do that? And he was like, it's all in here. So you would like spend all this time in isolation, but because his mind was at a point where he could transcend the physical reality, he could just basically just sit there in isolation and all these nice things happen in his mind to cope with it, you see. So some people would think it's a coping mechanism, but it's actually when you transcend the physical reality, which some of you might have done already. If you have, leave it in the comments and tell us what you do in your mind as opposed to having to do it in the physical reality. So I've spoke about in previous videos about like the law of attraction and how it used to be taught and how it's still taught, and there's still like many people into that new age spiritual stuff, but it's actually just a lot of it's not fully true, because I've said in previous videos like the law of attraction, when you sit and imagine something, you actually imagine having it and you feel the feelings of having it, and eventually they tell you it will manifest. That's not true, because I've been testing that over the last few years, and I've imagined a lot of things, and just because I've imagined them fully doesn't mean they're going to manifest, because they haven't manifested. But here's the point: they don't need to manifest, because once you get to a point where you can imagine and feel all them nice feelings of imagining having something, you no longer need to have it in the physical reality, because the physical reality is too limited for that. You see, so you no longer need to do it in the physical, which is, in a sense, everything happening in your mind. So when you transcend physical reality, it could be classed as the awakening process, but to be honest, it's never talked about. Like, I don't know whether I've evolved to points where I've gone beyond the normal awakening process, which is talked about in the spiritual communities. But I no longer need to like kind of manifest things as much in the physical reality, because it's all in here. And I remember an old saying from one of the some of the old books. I think it was a famous monk who said this: what do you do before enlightenment? Chop wood and carry water. And then what do you do after enlightenment? And he said, chop wood and carry water. So once you become enlightened in this reality, there's no escaping it. You can't like escape the physical reality. Yeah, you look around and you think everyone's like children, what they're doing, and sometimes you think the world's a mess, but you can't escape it. So you've just got to kind of deal with it in your head and transcend it. You can't fight it either, because I've got a lot of friends who are kind of fighting against the government and fighting against all these things that they feel like it's unjust, but you can't fight that, okay? Because the more you fight it, the more conflict it's causing. Because what's the saying? There's a famous saying where attention goes, energy flows. So by trying to fight it, you're just further manifesting it. So you see, you don't fight what's going on in the world. You don't fight all your negative feelings and your negative thoughts. You transcend them. And the only way to transcend them is by putting yourself in your own little reality bubble and having everything in here rather than out there. So that's basically the process I've been going through over the last year. And I've met a lot of interesting people. I've spent a lot of time alone, because you have to spend a lot of time alone to realize these things. You can't do it when you're around other people. So if you're the type of person who has to be around people all the time, and you don't want to go out on your own, just to a restaurant or have a coffee or whatever, you're not going to be able to have the time to self-reflect enough in your mind to start realizing these things. And what I would advise is, if you haven't done it already, just sit down or lie down one day and just go back in your head, feel all the feelings in your body. If there's any signs of anxiety for something, go back in your head to what originally caused that anxiety and relive it in your head over and over again, so you can decharge it. You have to accept everything that's happened to you in your past, and you have to forgive. Forgive is a big thing, because a lot of people who haven't forgave yet, they've got this horrible energy inside them that's just trapped. You have to go back, you have to realize why everything happened, put yourself in their shoes and forgive. And you have to do that with every bad experience you've had, and that decharges it. So once you've done this enough times, you'll start to realize these feelings like disappear because the charge has been released from them. So that's the first stages. But from that point, bad things will manifest, and it's kind of the universe just testing you. Okay, so you'll be tested many times. If you get tested and you react negatively to it, and you go on a really bad episode with it, it'll give you a break for a while, but eventually something else will come along and do the same. So it keeps testing you until you kind of accept, and you realize that these bad things are only here to push you in a new direction, to bring better things for you, because new things can't come until you let go of other things. So be mindful of that. This is just the tip of the iceberg. This is just the very basic things that I've been discovering lately. But I will get onto more complex things in future videos, because I'm going to start making videos again, guys. I know I don't get many views, but content like this is never going to get a lot of views. Okay, if spiritual content's getting millions of views, it means it's in, like, there's masses of people on that level, and I think the people who resonate with what I talk about are on a whole different level, like, because the awakening comes in stages, and that's what the Spiral Dynamics books are all about, the different stages of awakening. And the higher up you go in the awakening process, the less people it's going to resonate with. So if it's the first time seeing one of my videos and you see maybe it's about 100 views or something, don't be put off by that, because that happens for a reason. Because literally there might only be 100, 200 people who can resonate with the type of things I'm going to teach. So be mindful of that as well. That's another realization I've had, actually, because I used to watch all these videos with like millions of views, and I would get like 100 views and I'd be like, what's the point? But then now that I've looked at that from a higher perspective, that's actually a good thing. So life's all about just realizing why something's happening, and realizing everything's happening for you. It's not happening to you. So yeah, I'm going to go into more depth of some things I've learned as well in future videos. So stay tuned, guys. I'll see how many views this gets. If it still gets quite a few views, then I'll be very happy with that. And I thank you guys for waiting with me, because most of the time, if someone doesn't make a video for a year, they'll probably just delete the channel. But if you guys have kept my channel and you're watching this video, then I know you're a true follower, and that means a lot to me. So yeah, leave some comments if you wish about these topics. I'm always happy to hear what you guys are going through, so I don't feel so alone in the process. But yeah, thanks, guys. I'll be back soon with another video. Stay tuned. Sorry it's been so long. Have a nice day, guys.